Students, I wanted to suffice your curiosity and go over this particular problem that we did for our Brain Java last week. It says an elementary school wants to replace its now Browning grass play area with artificial turf. The play area is shaped as a rectangle. Let me go ahead and get this start moving here. It's shaped as a rectangle, where the length is 1 3/4 times the width. So the length is, that's an equal sign, 1 3/4 times the width, which is 1 3/4 width. Let's see, what else do we know? The perimeter of the yard is 440 feet. The artificial turf will be ordered from the Synthetic Grass Warehouse. You know that a pound costs 16 ounces, so 1 pound equals 16 ounces. And then another piece of information is that for every square yard, it's 80 ounces. So let me actually, we're going to bring that over here this way. I'm going to bring that, and our goal is to find the weight of this situation. So 1 square yard. It's important that you actually visualize what this looks like. 1 square yard of turf. So a square yard means it's a yard going one way and a yard going another. Does that make sense? That's a square yard. So we have here, from here to here, 1 yard. And from here to here, 1 yard. This is the difference between getting really close and actually nailing this problem down, because you should notice that your given information is given in feet. So at some point you need to deal with square yards and square feet. Now you all know this measurement lengthwise. In the first dimension, 1 yard is 3 feet. In other words, there's 3 feet for every yard. But however, that's only in length. 1, 2, 3 feet. In the second dimension, which we have now a square yard, take a very close look up here. That's 3 feet going this way and 3 feet going this way. You change dimensions, you change ratios. So 1 yard squared is actually 9 feet squared. That's the key to the whole problem right there. 9 feet squared. So always start with what you do know. We do know that this perimeter here is 440 feet. So we walk the perimeter around. We always walk it around so we get a feel for it. And that is perimeter. And of course, perimeter equals 440 feet. We're going to bring this down here. That means 440 feet equals 1 length, which is 1 3/4 W, plus W, plus 1 3/4 W, plus W. We add this up. Let's bring this close in so you can see the algebra. This is basically $1.75 plus $1.75 is $3.50, plus another $1 plus another $1 is $5.50. So we have 440 equals 5 1/2 W. I'm going to change that into an improper fraction. That's going to be 440. 2 times 5 is 10. Up here, 11, so it's 11 over 2 W. Keep my color codes the same here. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 over 11. These cancel. 11 goes in there 40 times. Then times 2, that means 80 equals our W. and therefore our length is going to be 1 3/4 of that. So that's going to be 80 plus 3/4 of 80, which is 60. That means our length is 140. So now we have our actual dimensions, which is what we need here. And we have 140 feet, and we have 80 feet. And area equals length times width, so area equals 140 times 80. That's 11,200 feet squared. So our area equals 11,200 feet squared. Now, the problem is our units are given, our poundage is given in the fact that for every yard squared is 80 ounces. So 80 ounces is actually every 9 feet squared, because 1 yard squared equals 9 feet squared. So we're going to have to figure out how many square yards we have here. So I'm going to take right here 11,200 feet squared, and I'm going to divide by 9 feet squared. And that gets me 1,244.4. So we have approximately 1,244.4 yards squared. However, we don't buy portions of a yard, so we're actually going to buy approximately 1,245 yards squared. And each of that is going to be in ounces, 80 ounces for each. So we're going to do 80 ounces right here. So times 80, and that's going to get us our ounces. So 1,245 times 80, that gets us our ounces, 99,600 ounces. 99,600 ounces. We're going to divide by 16 ounces to get our weight in pounds. So we divide by 16, and we get approximately 6,225 pounds on the money. So let's write that down here. So our total answer is, in pounds, 6,225 pounds is what that turf is going to cost. That's over 6 tons. Very heavy turf. That's going to be involved in the transportation issue. Review your problem, and we'll see who was the closest when you get back.